These are the areas that are within the track of this storm. Tornado watch will continue through the evening hours, but right now the most severe storm is east of Michigan City. This afternoon we have had several thunderstorms producing damaging winds and hail. We started back in Illinois in Will County in the Plainfield area. The storms have continued to progress eastward, and now it is northwestern Indiana that is seeing the strongest storm. Tornado watch in effect right now. The latest on this storm right here getting ready to push northward over the state line is producing hail, 2-inch diameter hail. We have not confirmed reports on the ground, but the radar is indicating that this is possible. Let's go to live Doppler Max right now. We're going to show you the latest information on this storm with Max, and you'll be able to see that there is lightning indicated in this storm system. All of these flashing lights are the latest occurring lightning within the last few minutes. Dangerous thunderstorm this afternoon. The strikes, 130 strikes within this view, and we're concentrating on this storm in particular, which is east of the Michigan City area.
Chief
This storm in particular, which is east of the Michigan City area.
Chief Meteorologist Amy Freeze was the first to report on the storms and let us know how severe they were yesterday.
And I hope the weekend looks much better. Let's get our first look at the forecast, Amy.
Yeah, sigh of relief. There were actually 3 tornadoes in our area, 1 in Will County, then 2 in northwestern Indiana. You can see that the slow-moving low is finally getting out of town, and we're going to see the conditions dry out towards the weekend, and a nice warm-up is on tap.
Investigators remain on the scene searching for the cause and origin. Live in Bolingbrook, Craig Wall, Fox News Chicago.
All right, so the wind played a big role in spreading these fires, sending smoke that could be seen from miles. Nearly everybody could see the stuff from the Harvey fire. It even showed up on our new high-powered Doppler radar. Meteorologist Amy Freeze here to show us how. Amy?
Mark, live power Doppler tracked the smoke from Harvey all the way out Lake Michigan. This is a great demonstration of the ability of a 1,000,000-watt dual pole Doppler. Look at this streak of red. What the Doppler was doing in sector scan mode, meaning it was isolating just one particular area, it could see all levels of the atmosphere, those tiny little particles of smoke, and we were able to track it all the way as it went out. Tonight we have new images to show you, not just smoke, but rain, greatly needed rain moving into the area. This is a cold front, and if we zoom in, you'll be able to see where the showers are right now to the north and west of Chicago. If we get down into the neighborhoods, let's go into Barrington. You'll be able to see where the rain is right now. This is real-time data, so if you're living just north of West to County Line Road, into Algonquin Road, over Cuba Road, right now you are seeing rain on the ground. Right now, the strongest storms are moving into northwestern Indiana. Check out the pictures, though. Heavy rain coming down in parts of the city and really right on cue. The models last night were indicating right after 8 o'clock that the storms would move into the Chicago area, and they're certainly here. Severe thunderstorm warnings are now posted into northwestern Indiana. This is both Porter and Lake counties, and the severe thunderstorm warning does go until 9:45 tonight. This is a loop showing how many lightning strikes, up to 1,000, have been in the area. Very strong storms. If we look inside them, there have been rotations inside these storms as we go throughout the evening hours. As strong winds are possible, these storms are going to continue to push into northwestern Indiana. After dumping quite a bit of rain, there has been some flood advisories, even viaduct flooding in parts of the South Chicago area, 63rd and State. Live power Doppler now. Let us zoom in on where the strongest parts of the storm are. You can see right now Interstate 65 and US Highway 30. It's raining over your house if you're at East 61st Avenue, and these circles are indicating that there is some rotation within the clouds, perhaps strong winds with these, and a lot of lightning in the area. You can see it flashing all across the screen. So there's a lot to come tonight for northwestern Indiana here over the next hour or so, but after that, a sigh of relief. We'll finally be able to shake the showers around here, and heading into Friday, things look pretty good. On the Weather Watch, here's what you can expect. We'll have more on these storms. A big cool down is in store, and there is a threat of weekend rain. I'll have all of it coming up in just a few minutes.
What a difference a week makes. Last Thursday, it was eyes to the sky as we braced for flooding and funnel clouds. This week, cleanup and repair. Teams for the governor began surveying property to seek federal disaster relief.
As they push eastward, we're expecting them to intensify.
Many Chicagoans were surprised by the damage from the storm, but the size and the strength were evident early on.
Fox Chicago severe weather alert right now on live power Doppler. Here is the latest. There is a strong line of storms, one storm system to the north and one to the south, both heading eastward towards the Chicago area.
Before 2:30 in the afternoon, Fox News Chicago was on the air. We were first to caution about the conditions. What we were seeing on radar, our viewers were seeing from home. Tracking the storm from Sandwich, then a wall cloud caught on camera in Bolingbrook. The storm continued to barrel east with winds up to 80 miles an hour, wiping out trees and power lines.
Amy, one more storm report just coming in through the National Weather Service. Train spotter reports a funnel cloud, a rotating wall cloud in West Chicago and DuPage County.
Electricity outages grew to more than 600,000 people. Some just got power back on 2 days ago. The city of Chicago released to us the total damage, at least $2.2 million.
Right now, this is real-time data that you are seeing where it is raining. Currently, there is no delay. Over Wheaton right now, you're starting to see the leading edge of the central portion of the storm. It is really holding its shape fairly well, still a bow shape within this storm.
Rings identified potentially damaging winds on the map as we covered the storm. These shear markers pinpointed the same streets where the National Weather Service confirmed an EF1 tornado touchdown in Winfield. Each circle pinpoints powerful wind activity.
You can see right here in West Chicago that rotating ring indicating potentially the funnel cloud that we're hearing reports of.
This report was within minutes of a roof being torn off a warehouse, injuring 40 people.
You can see the storm's approaching O'Hare right now.
Just minutes later, O'Hare shut down as traffic controllers were forced to leave the tower during the tornado warning.
Amy, this storm moving right now into the O'Hare area. Right now, winds to over 50 miles an hour.
The data from live power Doppler is more detailed than anywhere in the Midwest. Whether it's lightning, hail, or pouring rain, with 1 million watts of power, we could see a larger range, get faster images, and offer the most accurate information.
We're looking at heavier rain coming in later tonight, but as we go through the afternoon, these are the storms that do threaten both life and property across the area, and that's why we are breaking in to let you know the very latest.
We've got 300 people online in our chat room watching this live coverage right now, and they've been providing some storm reports to us. Some interesting ones coming in here from downtown Chicago of flying grills in the West Loop.
Our goal? Save lives and more property through better technology.
Dog's owner has to say, only on Fox.
It is just incredible to me.
An ex-cop with a checkered past and a new job, how he got hired out of school. But we start tonight on Storm Watch. This is what live-powered Doppler looks like right now. Heavier storms moving in overnight. With our saturated ground, there's a flash flood warning.
It's not just the rain. You can see high winds. You probably felt them blowing, the rain and these umbrellas on Michigan Avenue. Mix-in temperatures around 40. It was pretty nasty out there.
And we're also keeping an eye on river levels. This is the Fox River. Water is already surrounding some of the homes. This problem could get worse as we see more rain in the next 12 hours. Let's get right to Amy Freeze, who has up-to-the-minute live-powered Doppler.
The good news is that folks who live north of Chicago, the likelihood of severe storms is pretty much over for you. You could still see rain. Southsiders, it's possible that severe weather could still happen in your area. Right now, within this view, we still have some concerns about storms off to the north, but they are headed to the northeast, so not really towards Chicago. There are a few waves of storms that'll be coming in from the west. However, the warm front is well down to the south, so temperatures there are in the 60s, while over Chicago we have the 40s. We still have to get that warm front through here before the threat of severe weather is over. Here's a look at how much rain has fallen. These are estimates by Doppler radar going right through the O'Hare corridor. It looks like that we've had anywhere between an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall. This is no question. There's no question that this is still a pretty potent storm as far as rainfall, and that's the reason for the flash flood watch remaining in effect until tomorrow morning. It's a huge storm system, and there are several lines of storms. They're mainly taking a northeastwardly direction, but as that warm front comes up, the air will be unstable, and that's what gives us the chance for more storms. Here's what you need to know. Up to an inch of rain is still possible through tomorrow morning, and we'll have some scattered showers lingering Friday afternoon. Wind gusts are possible up to 35 miles an hour. With that wet soil, there's a concern for trees. The storm ends by 6 a.m. with some lingering showers. I'll talk more about that. And this whole storm ends as snow. The details ahead in the full forecast.
Wow, snow. But the heavy rains and rising waters do have people in flood-prone areas keeping a very close eye on the storms.
Craig Wall is live on Chicago's northwest side, where heavy rains are always a cause for concern.
Standing here along North Kedzie Avenue, and this stretch, the 3400 block, is a low-lying area, so when it rains a lot, it becomes a flood-prone area. Right now, homeowners getting a little break, and for them, it is a great relief.
To be just a stray. The owner.
Local, state.
FAA is not finished. Analysts say there will be more inspections on different planes at different airlines after Congress scolded the FAA 2 weeks ago for becoming too cozy with the companies it's supposed to regulate.
The FAA
Secrets trial are not entitled to a new trial, even.
Then 7 months ago, almost 7 months ago, and we were just thrilled.
Fenton was born last September with a defect in his aorta. Doctors said he needed a heart transplant to survive. Mark and Gina
day in 2007, and
closed captioning on Fox News Chicago is brought to you by Luna.
With Luna, you'll love your carpet. Call now for your second room free.
773-202 Luna.
I noticed the half of my garage had changed colors.
And so I thought a shock for a Chicago alderman. Scrap metal scavengers target her garage, and she's not alone. I'm Lauren Cohn. The other item scrappers are swiping and what the city's doing about it. It's new tonight on the 10.
Now, breaking news, a Marine wanted in the murder of a pregnant colleague who had accused him of rape has been arrested in Mexico. Lance Corporal Cesar Lauren is now awaiting extradition to the United States. The FBI not saying when or where he was arrested. Lauren is accused of murdering Marine Corporal Maria Lauterbach. Her
cars flipped over. 2 storm-related traffic deaths have been reported in Oklahoma, and it's not over. The National Weather Service says the state could see more severe weather into the weekend. So just, we missed that part of it, so I guess we can deal with this, huh, Amy?
It is a monster storm, though it extends all the way to the north, almost into Canada, way down through the deep south, so thousands of miles.
Maybe the last hurrah before some nice spring weather?
We can always hope.
That's a nice wish.
We can always
Don't
hope.
hold your breath.
Yeah, the news does get worse before it gets better around here for us. Should we just hit fast forward? The sun will be back on Monday, and temperatures are back to the 50s and 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday. However, between now and then, things don't look so hot. Here's a look at the pictures. Man, it was a super soaker around town today. Blustery, windy. It was a real mess. And many places saw over an inch of rainfall. And of course, the soil has been saturated by recent rains, and that's the reason for the flash flood watch that we've had across the area. Winds have been really whipping around here tonight up to 35 miles an hour. Here's a look at live power Doppler. Now you see a big dry area in here. The warm front's trying to work its way in. However, we do have some showers out there. We'll go first to northwest Indiana because some strong storms have just passed through Valparaiso. Those will be scooting across the bend. There's another wave moving into northwest Indiana further to the south. And on the north side, we're looking at these showers really closely because they have thunderstorms within them. There's been some lightning strikes with them. As they're pushing eastward, they're gaining a little bit of wind intensity, and the rain has been picking up, but the rotations or any spinning have definitely been dwindling, and the track of these storms is to the northeast, so we're looking for them to go across the border instead of straight eastward into Chicago. On Max, we've been tracking storms across the map, but first I'll show you the next 60 minutes, what's going to be happening. This is future radar, so here we are right now, and we'll watch it forward into the next 60 minutes. There are the storms going to the northeast, and then the northwest Indiana storm going across the bend. So we know what's happening in the short term, but this is a big storm system. There's still some rain to come tonight, and there are storms back through Iowa. These are going to continue to push eastward with a little bit of a northward push. However, the warm front is right here in between those two bands of storms. So as it comes through, there is still a threat of rain around here. In fact, early tomorrow morning, could wake up with a little bit of light rain, maybe some scattered showers through the afternoon. Now, temperatures are going to be 60 degrees, but that happens overnight. And tomorrow afternoon, it's definitely chilly, so no short sleeves despite the 60s. The reason for the 60 degrees is this warm front coming through, but once the low passes, and that's the storm, once it passes us, cold air comes in. So by Saturday, we're going down to the 40s, and here's the snow in white. How close does it get? Well, it arrives. We'll have some wet snow around here, maybe even a dusting for the northern counties. It's not out of the question. One thing to think about here as we go through the next 24 hours is the temperatures, because as we go through tonight, it's a tricky situation. 46 in Chicago right now, 50s to our south. That's the warm front coming up. As it does so overnight, we hit that 60-degree mark. That's coming from southern Illinois, but central Illinois, but it does not last. 68 in St. Louis right now. That's the warm air headed in. It creates and triggers some storms for us, and the temperatures just fall tomorrow afternoon. So have your coat ready and your umbrella too, unfortunately. By tomorrow night, we get a chance to dry out a little bit, but light rain and then that possibility of sleet and snow for early Saturday will be with us. Tomorrow, 60 degrees, temperatures fall. Don't be tricked out by that one. If you look it up on the internet, it says 60. Here you're getting the full story. Temperatures are going to fall. Low 40s on Saturday, Sunday 44. It's a blustery day, but the sun is back on Monday. Tuesday's mild, 67 on Wednesday. This could be the warmest day of the year so far. So if you're planning your sick leave, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. If you need a break, 67, leave early from work on Wednesday. That looks like a good day for
Plan
now.
ahead, but if we want to enjoy the 60s tonight, we have to go out in the middle of the night, right?
That's right, with your umbrella.
Be up to no good then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
12 more at 10.
The Dalai Lama is in the United States.
What he's saying about the Olympic torch protest triggered by what's been happening in his country.
Is there anything better than a good movie and a big bucket of popcorn? Your favorite movie place is next.
Tomorrow at 9, smells like trouble. Ladies, are you looking for that special sexy scent? Be careful what you spray. We'll show you how certain perfumes can be dangerous for your skin. A special report, poisonous fragrances, Friday at 9, only on Fox News Chicago.
Coming up on the next morning show, from Whoppers to McNuggets, get the calorie.
Flights at O'Hare. We called several cities and counties earlier today to ask them about
could see even more. Oh, well, storm once again, if it's Monday, we don't even ask for a break anymore. This is what we get.
Check your calendar. We'll be dealing with more snow, falling temperatures, high winds. Our crews did bump into the start of this on the west side. Some pedestrians had to use their umbrellas to ward off the early evening snow. We have team coverage of the response to this stuff and the frustration, but first, most importantly, what's coming? From Live Power Doppler and Amy Freeze.
Some places already have 2.5 inches of snow on the ground. Across the area, we're covered in snow, and as we go throughout the evening hours, the snow will become heavier before it becomes lighter tomorrow by the middle of the morning. Let's crank up the snow machine. We go over to Storm Analysis and Max. What we're looking for is the heaviest bands of snow. They show up in red right across Chicago right now, stretching through the western suburbs. We have some heavy snow moving to the south, and so if you're on the south side, the snow is going to be picking up for you here in the short term. A look at the bigger picture, and you can see that the storm is really just getting its feet on the ground, shall we say. 1 to 2 inches on the ground. We could triple that in some cases, so a half foot of snow is not out of the question. Here's the problem. Temperatures. We've just now dropped to the freezing point, so if you check out the numbers, if you're south into Midway, 33, still holding on to some warmer air, and so your snow is not stacking up as much as everybody else's. It is a wet snow, so it'll be good for sledding and snowmaking. Here's what we already have on the ground with snow reports. Also just in from O'Hare, 2.6 inches, and Oak Brook, 1.8 inches. So you can see where they fall pretty nicely into this list. Yorkville, over a half inch on the ground there. Here's what to expect. Heaviest snow between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. The snow showers ending by noon tomorrow. There'll be some continuation of the lake effect snow, however, because wind gusts will be up to 35 miles an hour. Now, one thing that's been a hot commodity this winter, we've had 50 inches of snow. And everybody needs salt. Darian Trotter is live right now at the salt yards.
And Amy, it has been snowing steadily here, so it appears the pile of salt behind me will come in handy. We can tell you, though, there is not a lot of accumulation on the roads at the moment, but crews with streets and sanitation are ready to deal with snow-covered roads. 181 trucks, we're told, are out tonight. That's half of the fleet. So far, though, no real snow-related backups on our interstates. Conditions are being closely monitored. Authorities telling us a drop in temps, 40-mile-per-hour winds expected overnight could make things worse.
So that could present a problem for us because we're not just talking about accumulating snow in small amounts, but a little bit of what we call a blowback, where we might have our trucks on the main routes where they focus always and then have to go back and do those main routes again or have to re-hit them from time to time depending on the wind.
All right, there are weather-related delays at both O'Hare and Midway, averaging about 45 minutes. 300 canceled flights at O'Hare. We call several cities and
counties.
Later
as well, snow becomes a little lighter as well.
From winning it all anyway.
Weather is hard to find. Check out this scene in Southern California.
To Northwest.
Come up with the winning numbers.
Congratulations.
But what almost stopped them from winning it all anyway.
First, perfect weather is hard to find. Check out this scene in Southern California. Looks pretty good to us, but there's a warning for beachgoers tonight.
We've got a lot of water. It's just frozen in the form of snow. Live Power Doppler tracking the heavy snow bands through Chicago right now and also the south side to northwest Indiana. Cicero, red over your neighborhood means about 1 inch of snow per hour. Coming up, we'll tell you how much stacks up overnight and when it all gets out of here on the Weather Watch.
Fox News Chicago is brought to you by Infiniti.
At Infiniti, we anticipate that you will constantly be surrounded by things you'll need to avoid. Introducing the all-new Infiniti EX with the world's first around-view monitor. Ordinary is seeing behind you. Extraordinary is seeing around you. The all-new EX from Infiniti.
George takes a stand.
You're not getting that space. I'll sleep in my car if I have to. I'll die out here.
Next, Seinfeld.
Tonight at 11:05 on Fox Chicago.
Get more out of your mornings.
Good Day Chicago.
In-depth interviews with Chicago's biggest newsmakers.
Big controversy? Now that's a big story.
And if you're talking about it, we'll have it. Good day, Chicago.
Everything that gets you ready for a good day.
Signing. Discover a better way, the Zoom Zoom way, at your
Room free.
773.
Started today. I'm Lauren Cohn. What she's doing to help herself and her classmates. It's new tonight on the 10.
High surf in Southern California.
It looks now to be
beach scene looks pretty nice to most of us. Actually, though, a big concern out there. The powerful waves have been pounding the Pacific coast. Lifeguards report more rescues than usual. The surf advisory runs through tomorrow.
Oh, we wouldn't have to get in the water, just lay in the sun on the sand. I don't know who needs the waves.
And here we are directing people that, okay, tomorrow possibly school closing,
Right.
So pay attention to myfoxchicago.com, and we've got them all there for you.
We've already got some up on the website. I know that some schools will be closing.
Not CPS, though, right? So far,
not so far.
No.
The trick here is going to be slick roads, and a lot of the municipalities are going to be able to get out there and handle this. It's coming in the overnight hours, which helps them a whole lot because the trucks can get on the roads. It doesn't mean that it won't be a slick and slippery mess. In fact, blowing snow is going to be a concern as we get into the morning hours because wind gusts are expected to be up to 40 miles an hour. Let's get started tonight. Live picture, Fox News Chicago, tracking the storm on the streets tonight. You can see that even the trees are covered. Now, we did get a slow start on some of the roads because the temperatures were above freezing for much of the area. This is Grant Park, a live picture for you tonight. Accumulations already there on the streets and sidewalks. We'll continue with the snow sticking across the area. Live power Doppler, if we were to have this under normal mode, you'd see snow across the area. Everybody's got snow now. However, what we did is we switched this over into the snow machine. And what this does is tell us where the heaviest bands of snow are, where it's stacking up the fastest. Right over Chicago through the south side right now is where we're seeing pinks and reds, indicating a snow rate of about 1 inch an hour. So it's coming down at a pretty good clip. And you can see that there's a large area from Cicero down to Inglewood that we continue to see this heavy snow band. It started at the top of the news hour. And also right through northwest Indiana, there's another heavy band of snow as well. Snow becomes a little lighter once we get through the downtown area stretching through Soldier Field. Blue is a moderate snowfall. Here's what we have on the ground. O'Hare reporting 2.6 inches, Oak Brook 1.8. Those were the late totals that we got in. Elk Grove at 2.2, DeKalb, St. Charles. You can see the totals. This is what's here so far. We should call them reports, not totals, because in many cases these will be doubled, even tripled by the morning hours. As far as the warnings and watches go, before we get to those, I want to give you the latest information from the winter storm warning. We've dropped out McHenry and Lake County from the winter storm warning, and that's because they have seen most of their snow. Doesn't mean they're out of the woods. Probably another 2 inches for Lake and McHenry for what you already have on the ground. Snow could be blowing through the morning hours. A little bit confusing there, but know that you are dropped from the winter storm warning. Majority of the additional snowfall will come for the south side, as we can see that's happening there. But tomorrow at 1 p.m. we'll see the snow tapering in Chicago down to flurries, but for northwest Indiana it does continue through much of the area. Let's go back to the storm analysis machine and get the wider picture of the numbers. Everybody to freezing except for Elgin. They're at 33, hovering right above that freezing point. Look at the big picture. The storm still has a ways to go before it's out of here. This big band has to move through Chicago before the storm is over. So several hours of snow continuing. It is a wet snow, a heavy snow, and there will be some shoveling to do for a lot of folks tomorrow. Here's the next snowstorm. Before we get to the totals, I want to show you it'll be coming in from the north and west. I know this one isn't over, but just a heads up to you. Thursday night into Friday, a snowstorm will be coming out of the north and west. It's a clipper system. I think it'll be a quick mover that produces about 2 to 3 inches of snow for Chicago. This one will be one to watch, though, Thursday night into Friday. Now let's go back to the current snowstorm, and you'll be able to see the 48-hour snowcast. I think this really paints a very good depiction of what we'll be expecting on the ground tomorrow. So in white, up to 1 inch, 1 to 3 inches in blue. You can see some of the areas of Lake and McHenry, especially the northern portions of those counties, getting lesser amounts. 3 to 6 inches in pink, a large area getting up to a ½ foot of snowfall. And then some isolated pockets getting 6 to 8 inches of snow. That's mainly in northwest Indiana, and that'll be because of the lake effect snow that continues through tomorrow morning. In fact, there's a section of Porter County that could get up to 10 inches of snow with that lake effect. So that's going to continue through much of the afternoon tomorrow. Overnight, 25 degrees, heavy snow late. So that'll be continuing for South Chicago through northwest Indiana. 29 degrees tomorrow. The flurries do linger. And here's our next snowstorm. Thursday night. It's a cold day on Wednesday, and we will see the snow in between these two storms, but it's back Thursday night. Another chance to shovel, and some cold temperatures too. We'll start Thursday morning with just 9 degrees. That fresh coating of snow and some winds out of the north will make things quite chilly around here. Heading towards the weekend, though, things do improve. In fact, Saturday, 38 degrees. It'll be warmer. Sunday, near 50 across the area, but more rain and another wet start next Monday.
I love how you put it. A chance to shovel. Just
Glad I got the car wash Saturday, too.
Hey, thank you.
You got it, guys. We'll have more for you at 10.
I know you will. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Amy. Chicago School Board scheduled to vote Wednesday on a plan for drastic changes at 19 schools. That plan calls for entire staffs to be fired at some of the schools.
We're going to fight for what's right, all right?
A group of pastors protested the changes at a rally.
Their ads helping you lose weight. Do diet pills work? We separate fact from fiction.
Tomorrow at 9 on Fox Chicago.
Packing up and heading out before the snow.
Losing your mind? Take a deep breath and breathe.
Leela continues to be more of a boss and more assertive with her. Customers raved about the food.
The airport's a lot of people, but manageable.
We look pretty good.
First on Fox. The weather's been miserable all day. Now it's supposed to get worse.
I hate horizontal rain. Let's take a look outside. The camera on top of our building, Michigan and Lake. The wind was shaking the camera earlier. Raindrops cover the lens, and it's kind of sleety downtown. Snow is coming. Not much expected downtown, but most of you don't live downtown. The burbs could see a few inches, and a quick look now at live power Doppler. The storm's been marching at a pace where the nastiest weather will be over us well into the early morning hours.
It was a gray and windy day all day. We saw plenty of whitecaps on Lake Michigan if you happen to be out there. We have team coverage on the mix of winter weather and holiday travel. Tara Williams is in Des Plaines monitoring things along the Northwest Tollway. Lily Chacon's at O'Hare Airport, where travelers got a pleasant surprise, actually. Up first, though, Amy Freeze with what's happening right now. Amy.
Live power Doppler showing the change right before our eyes. The rain that we've seen most of the day continues over the city, but the purple showing up on the map right here, that's mixed precipitation, and what's just past Elgin is snow. In fact, live power Doppler to the max. We put up our snow machine. These are the estimates so far of how much snow back to the north and west of Rockford. A couple of inches of accumulation already, and as this line moves closer into the city, we are expecting to see some snow. Not much so far for places like Elgin, just a little bit of a downfall, but we could see accumulations, especially for these areas in the northwestern suburbs overnight tonight. So here's the future cast. We're seeing the changeover right now in the precipitation, going to all snow between midnight till about 3 a.m. So there's a quick shot of getting some snow around here. A few flurries early tomorrow. Now what you can expect is that the snow advisory that is currently in effect will expire by 3 a.m. However, there is a lake effect advisory and a lake effect snow watch that goes through Friday morning. So we'll be tracking that when there will be flurries for the parade. What I'll be working on between now and big weather is the snow totals and what we're expecting to actually stick around here. I'll have that forecast in a few minutes.
All right, see it, big weather. Speaking of which, the snowstorm was pretty cooperative. Didn't hit during the busy evening rush. Many of us don't work tomorrow. Most who are on the roads will be headed to Grandma's. So IDOT tells us that they're locked and loaded, ready for whatever comes. So is our Tara Williams, who's in Des Plaines. Tara.
Mark, lots of horizontal rain like you mentioned out here, but no snow yet. Let's give you an update just off of I-90 here. Even though it's wet and nasty, things are looking pretty good along the
weeks before she disappeared, she called him out of the blue, complaining about her marriage to Drew Peterson, a story Rosetto told to the grand jury.
She didn't say why she was leaving, but if she kind of hinted at maybe having to be trapped.
Most magical movie of the year.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Rated G. Now playing.
When your Jeep dealer unveils the most exciting sales event of the year, we want everyone to know about it. Announcing the Jeep event of a lifetime. For a limited time, get 0% financing on 2008 models, all backed by our lifetime powertrain warranty. That's the best warranty in the business, bar none. But hurry to your Jeep dealer today, because while the warranty goes on for a lifetime, this event ends soon.
Everybody's buzzing about the #1 family movie in the country.
I'm kidding.
Jeffrey Lyons raves B-Movie is a delight for both kids and parents.
I'm good.
DreamWorks B-Movie. Rated PG. Now playing.
Closed captioning on Fox News Chicago is brought to you by Luna Carpet.
2 rooms of hardwood and laminate for the price of 1. At Luna, we've got you covered.
773-202. Luna.
Attention shoppers, police are looking for a guy running a department store scam. He promised a woman a new television and walked off with her cash. I'm Lauren Cohn, the picture that could help track him down. It's new tonight on the 10.
It might be hard for us to get too excited about snow mixed with rain on this Thanksgiving Eve, but snow is a most welcome sight on the mountains of Colorado.
Yeehaw!
7 inches fell just in time to welcome holiday skiers. Until now, Vail, for instance, was running mostly on man-made snow, which is just not the same.
And in Iowa, where they ski a lot, are you paying attention?
I know, they don't ski in Iowa. They got some mountains?
Snow.
Yes, they do. They have something.
Nothing. No, they don't.
Nothing?
Period. Nothing. Zip. City. They have I-80. That's it. And they got some snow, too. This is Des Moines right now. Highway Patrol.
It's coming our way.
Says mainly fender benders, so they handle it pretty well. Yes, the snow is tapering off in Iowa, and guess what? It's heading boom, 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 here.
Amy Amy Freeze has been telling us about it, so you got it minute by minute, block by block. You know exactly where it's going to be, right?
Yes, and for most of us, this isn't a very impressive storm at all.
No. We're not going to get an inch of accumulation at O'Hare, are we?
Right. I think we might actually.
Really?
So we may get a winner. The way they measure snow is actually on a snowboard. So while we may not see a widespread 1 inch in the Chicago metro area, it's possible we could get it out at the airport. And also the main reason we're watching this storm very closely is a lot of traveling, and we don't see snow that often on Thanksgiving around here. In fact, only about less than a quarter of the time. All right, here's a picture from earlier tonight, Fox News Chicago, looking at the city streets. Not much happening, but just to the north and west. A live picture now as snow comes down and displaying, yes, there will be some accumulation tonight. North and west of the city is the best chance to get it. South, you're warmer, so you're not going to see as much. However, lake effect snow is possible in northwest Indiana, and that will go through tomorrow afternoon. Let's get you up to speed on live power Doppler first. You see rain over the city and stretching down into Gary and Valparaiso, but back to the north and west. That purple line indicates a mixed precipitation. Arlington Heights, you've got the snow, but Mount Prospect's likely seeing the mixed precipitation. Don't forget, live power Doppler sees not only horizontally but vertically into the atmosphere, allowing us to kind of pinpoint what type of precipitation is falling where, which is really important when we've got travel happening right now. Let's go to look at the numbers. This is really the problem for folks down south. 41 South Chicago. Remember, the lake temperature right now is still in the upper 40s. Factor in the winds, though. It's going to feel a lot colder both tonight and into tomorrow. Feels like just 23 at O'Hare with the winds factored in. It's going to be a cold, blustery day any way you spell it tomorrow. The snow machine is cranked up. What this does is it lets us know how much snow has already accumulated in spots. So back to the north and west, we're looking at anywhere between 2 to 6 inches. Rockford already has 1 inch, and we're just starting to see the snow fall in the Elgin area and moving through the northwest suburbs. Places like Lake in the Hills, Schaumburg, you've seen a little snow so far. Arlington Heights has already seen a little. A look at the big picture, the radar moving in. This is the snow that we see overnight tonight. So this is what we're keeping a very close eye on. And as you saw, temperatures are falling. So the colder it gets around here, the better chance for some snow accumulation. This is the backside of the storm. A lot of the mess has already moved east. So things improve as the day goes on tomorrow. That's the good news. If you're heading to Grandma's late in the afternoon, and especially if you're going south or west, not a lot of problems. The Futurecast shows it. Snow wraps up around here. We get a light accumulation, maybe coating to 1 inch on the grassy surfaces. The rest of the weekend looks pretty good. In fact, high pressure moves in, and this keeps everything pretty dry Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday for the ride home. So here's the timing. Once again, on the Weather Watch computer tonight, we break down the forecast for you. I'm looking at this mixed precipitation overnight tonight. Snow likely between midnight and 4 a.m. Then the snow advisory is canceled. Lake effect snow is possible for northwest Indiana. A lot of the models are indicating that this turns out to be sleet or rain. Don't look for big accumulations with this one. The lake is still very, very warm to see that. Here are the accumulations. A coating to 1 inch in the white, in pink, 1 to 2 inches, and you see Kenosha is pretty much the bullseye there, getting 2 to 3 inches. Perhaps some localized reports of 4 inches are possible. The forecast now 29 overnight tonight at O'Hare. A few morning flurries are possible. It's going to be real windy for the parade tomorrow, and 35, so much colder. It could feel like the 20s at times with that blustery northwest wind. Here's the forecast now. Cold on Friday. We give sunshine to clouds for the afternoon on Saturday, a high 40 degrees. Teens and 20s for the coming night. So I guess if your relative's in town, then you could cuddle up. It's going to be cold around here. Temperatures are back to the 40s on Sunday, low 40s to start the work week with a shower possible on Monday. So if you're traveling on Sunday, things do look good, at least leaving Chicago.
Somebody may win that snowblower tomorrow.
It looks like we could get a winner. We'll be watching close.
Okay.
Could hold off till Sunday, though.
She wants to win.
Who picks Sunday, I wonder? Other news, DUI charges against a school bus driver in the suburbs. That's bad enough, but wait until you hear the circumstances surrounding his arrest.
If they ever learn these things, they won't have to destroy us.
Mai Tais are beautiful. They don't need music.
Magic of Macy's. I love soft music. But that light stick, wait.
What stranded passengers got. Chicago's Museum Showdown.
This museum belongs right there.
Children caught in the middle. Why they might be there for a while. First on Fox tonight, where will the children play and learn? It's the question at the heart of the fight over the Chicago Children's Museum.
Now, today, the dispute over the museum's new home moved into two new battlegrounds. Tara Williams live at Grant Park with where it could be headed.
David and Robin, the mayor wants the museum to move here to Grant Park from its home on Navy Pier, and today the city council got its first look at that proposal. But the alderman who represents this area says there are better places for it, and he is prepared to go to court to stop it.
Open space advocates are fully prepared to litigate. They have attorneys preparing a lawsuit as we speak.
Alderman Brendan Riley says he's trying to protect the vision of Aaron Montgomery Ward, who fought more than a century ago to keep the lakefront free of development.
History may be repeating itself. I think if the council were to approve this, this will immediately go to court.
See what you think. The museum would move from Navy Pier into a 3-level, 100,000 square foot facility. Except for the entrance, it would be largely underground and replace the existing field house at the Daily Bicentennial Plaza.
I, for one, support this project because I do think it's a proper park purpose.
At a park district meeting, all but one of the commissioners voted to give the park district authority to make the museum move happen. Both sides of the debate watched the vote.
We believe that the plan to construct the Children's Museum in Grant Park violates the 172-year-old forever open, clear, and free protection established in 1836.
We support and strongly support the Children's Museum move to Grant Park and the Park District entering into the agreements to do so.
This museum belongs right there.
Mayor Daley says moving the museum would put children front and center in the city, but Alderman Riley says despite that, his math suggests the be rejected by City Council.
caused that fire. Well, I hope you enjoyed the break from the rain, because that break, it's just about over.
Yeah, we should see rain during the morning rush, and it will get stronger, leading to a flash flood watch. Amy Freeze tracking a new round of storms.
Yeah, I heard about the headaches earlier at the airports because of American. We could have a lot of headaches, not just for the airports tomorrow, but also for the rest of us, as a major spring storm is rushing in our direction. By tomorrow morning, we will see rain around here. These are potent storms that have already produced flash flooding, tornadoes, a lightning line that gives about 1,700 strikes real time within this view. Some serious weather headed in our direction for tomorrow. Here's what you need to know. The rain begins south, southern suburbs pushing up to the northeast. The showers will be in Chicago by 8 a.m. Heavy rain and storms are expected by the afternoon. I'll have more details on that coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Amy. He pulled a fast one on taxpayers, went to prison, and was banned from doing business with the city.
Tonight, we
helps, but I have a terrible sense of direction.
Just the thing. My phone that he's done nothing wrong.
On Fox Chicago.
The weekend, Saturday and Sunday,
on Fox Chicago.
With Luna, you'll love your laminate. Call now. Room free.
An altercation at school. A Chicago student rushed to the hospital. I'm Lauren Cohn. What that student says a school employee did to him is only on Fox and new tonight on the 10.
All right, more rain and more rain beyond that headed our way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really a concern that we've had across the entire Midwest, is this flooding or more water than we need in a short amount of time. We are front and center tomorrow. A flash flood watch has been issued for the entire area, and what this means is that there is the potential for quick, rapid rises of water that could be dangerous. So you definitely want to be aware of what's happening with the weather, especially if you're going to be driving around the area at all. Remember, it only takes 2 feet of moving water to float a vehicle, and what can happen is quick, rapid rises of river streams. It can create situations like that. We're expecting 1 to 3 inches of rain. A live picture tonight all across the area. It doesn't look so bad right now. Pretty nice, but a major spring storm is rushing in our direction, and rain will be here by the morning hours. We'll start tonight with live power Doppler. Our sweep is where the range ends, but already we're looking at reports and lots of lightning strikes with the storm system. It's just a matter of hours before this storm is really into the southern counties, and before we know it, right into Chicago. We're expecting rain for much of the day tomorrow. If you're one of those people worried about your basement or just worried about the water in general, there are some things you can do, some actions you can take. The Stormwater Action Alert Plan encourages us to ration water use, we're missing an N there. Ration water use. What that means is reduce some of your water usage. Just delay your dishwasher, perhaps turn off your sprinkler system. Also, reducing pollution. Pick up after your pets and no fertilizers tomorrow before this rain gets in here. Also, you can redirect water. That means disconnect your downspouts or engage your rain barrels. These are the type of things that you'll want to do. There is a severe storm threat as well. The area in yellow, that's Chicago, slight risk for severe storms, but more serious situations downstate in the oranges and yellow areas. This is where we could potentially see some tornadoes, is far south is downstate Illinois. Flood watches and warnings across the area. As this storm comes in, it's got a lot of moisture with it. So from Thursday morning to Friday morning, it's a flash flood watch. The rain moves from the southwest to the northeast, and once again, it's heavy rain, 1 to 3 inches, and locally, we could have some places that get above 3 inches of rainfall. When it becomes heaviest is in the afternoon and evening hours. That's also when the weather could turn severe, where we have lots of lightning, gusty winds, and even the potential for some hail within these storms. It all is out of here by Friday at 6 a.m. Right now, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches. These are the computer models, and they're printing out how much rain they're expecting with this storm. We are right in the orange to red phase, which is 1.5 to 3 inches of rain. Let's take a look at the flash flood watch once again across the board. Everybody is in this. This is the storm that's headed in our direction. It's picked up a ton of moisture from the Gulf, so it's a powerful storm. It will not lose its intensity as it comes in our direction. So as we watch this thing come in, it's important not only to keep an eye to the sky, but also an eye to the radar so you know what's happening. Behind the storm system, that's the weekend. White snow. We'll get a little bit of wet snow and some real chilly air moving in here. The forecast now, temperatures in the low 50s tomorrow. Heavy rain is likely overnight tonight. It's a pretty mild night, and I guess we'll skip ahead to the 10-day trend for now. Friday, our temperatures will be into the low 60s. There's the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, extremely cool, low 40s, so about 20 degrees different than we had over the weekend. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will have, there it is, there's the 7-day forecast for you, and you can see rain and wet snow is what we're looking at Saturday and Sunday. So be aware tomorrow. Friday is an in-between day, but we'll still have a chance for rain. I'll talk more about that as the evening rolls on. We still have a few minutes of the news here.
All right, thank you, Amy.
We got it.
The biggest Hollywood stars give back. We'll show you how their generosity will make a difference right here in Chicago.
Tomorrow night at 9, it's the Big Picture Show. Don't plan your next trip to the movies until you see which theaters are Chicago's favorite. You voted. The results tomorrow night at 9.
Jan Jeffcoat. Good Day Chicago. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Audiences across America have made 21 the #1 movie 2 weeks in a row.
The weekend.
Melon? Anyone?
Farmers Help Point. Sanity makes a comeback.
This new Sam's Choice coffee, really good.
Dollars are paying for a woman to study Ukrainian Easter eggs. Also making sure the
what the state budget process like with wallet. Nikki Karakawa analyzed the budget line by line and wrote what she calls the 2008 Piglet Book. It's the Illinois policy. That the state is $1.7 billion behind on Medicaid payments, and maybe some of that pork can go to pay for that.
The City Council today approved a gas surcharge that will raise fares by $1 when gas prices are more than $3.20 a gallon for 7 days straight. Tonight, the average price in Chicago is $3.52, so the dollar surcharge would. The donation is about more than money. It's also about the human touch, how Idle is making a difference for some local students.
Big rains headed in our direction. We are tracking these showers and thunderstorms. We'll tell you when they arrive, how much rain to expect, and when they're out of here. Coming up on the Weather Watch.
Mike Bars. Good Day Chicago. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9. On Fox Chicago.
All right.
Boy did to him. It's only on Fox and new tonight on the 10.
All right, more rain and more rain beyond that headed our way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really a concern that we've had across the entire Midwest is this flooding or more water than we need in a short amount of time. We are front and center tomorrow. A flash flood watch has been issued for the entire area. And what this means is that there is the potential for quick, rapid rises of water that could be dangerous. So you definitely want to be aware of what's happening with the weather, especially if you're going to be driving around the area at all. Remember, it only takes 2 feet of moving water to float a vehicle. And what can happen is quick, rapid rises of river streams. It can create situations like that. We're expecting 1 to 3 inches of rain. A live picture tonight all across the area. It doesn't look so bad right now. Pretty nice, but a major spring storm is rushing in our direction, and rain will be here by the morning hours. We'll start tonight with live power Doppler. Our sweep is where the range ends, but already we're looking at reports and lots of lightning strikes with the storm system. It's just a matter of hours before this storm is really into the southern counties, and before we know it, right into Chicago. We're expecting rain for much of the day tomorrow. If you're one of those people worried about your basement or just worried about the water in general, there are some things you can do, some actions you can take. The Stormwater Action Alert Plan encourages us to ration water use, we're missing an N there. Ration water use. What that means is reduce some of your water usage. Just delay your dishwasher, perhaps turn off your sprinkler system. Also, reducing pollution. Pick up after your pets and no fertilizers tomorrow before this rain gets in here. Also, you can redirect water. That means disconnect your downspouts or engage your rain barrels. These are the type of things that you'll want to do. There is a severe storm threat as well. The area in yellow, that's Chicago, slight risk for severe storms, but more serious situations downstate in the oranges and yellow areas. This is where we could potentially see some tornadoes, is far south is downstate Illinois. Flood watches and warnings across the area. As this storm comes in, it's got a lot of moisture with it. So from Thursday morning to Friday morning, it's a flash flood watch. The rain moves from the southwest to the northeast, and once again, it's heavy rain, 1 to 3 inches, and locally, we could have some places that get above 3 inches of rainfall. When it
It does feel like we've been under a constant barrage of bad weather this evening. I've called it like the parade of storms coming through.
It does seem never ending, and we're not done. Amy Freeze joins us with some telling pictures and the latest from Live Power Doppler.
Yes, we had our cameras set up earlier. This is the Shed Aquarium camera looking at the clouds, ominous as they rolled in and then opened up, releasing not just rain and lightning, but severe winds across the area, which was really the reason that we have all the damage across our region. One photo into Fox News in particular showing us the funnel cloud. You can see this funnel dropping out of the sky. This picture taken from Hickory Hills, and this was taken by Lewis. This area is near Palos, and just an enormous wall cloud with this funnel dropping out of it. We do not have reports yet of any confirmed tornadoes, but a lot of funnel clouds spotted throughout the area. Here are the latest storms moving in. Live Power Doppler right now tracking storms just to the northwest of Ottawa. These are producing some hail, a lot of lightning still with the storms. Through northwest Indiana, we've had strong storms moving through both Lake and Porter counties. There is more rain to come tonight. Let's go to the max, and I want to pull things out for you into a wider view. First, making mention of the flash flood warning in effect until 4 a.m. In the last 24 hours, we've had anywhere from 2.5 to 6 inches of rainfall, depending on where you are. A larger view is going to show that there are a lot of storms yet to come. This is a time-lapse view. Here's the batch of storms moving out of Iowa just now into northwest Indiana. These storms will be tracking likely through the northern suburbs. Chicago is not done with the rain tonight. Plus, there is more rain to come for tomorrow. The top wind speeds across the area with these storms and their severity range from 53 miles, an official report out at Midway, from storm reports and other official reports, to near 80 miles an hour at O'Hare. This is really the power with this storm. Another round expected tomorrow. The Storm Prediction Center put us in the slight risks. So tonight, heavy storms possible right through tomorrow at about 2 p.m. The possibility of strong wind and heavy rain does continue. I'll have much more on the amount of rain that we're going to have headed in our direction, and also we'll talk about the moderate flooding expected on both the Fox River and Des Plaines River. I'll have that all coming up in the Weather Watch forecast.
Okay, Amy. Well, people in Gurnee saw the storms coming and banded together to try and save a school. Parents and teachers and students, part of his showdown with prosecutors and what comes next.
We've had a week of rain, but this afternoon storms have really put us over the tipping point in many locations. This is the Doppler analysis of how much rain has fallen in these areas. Anywhere between 1 to 6 inches of rainfall for the western suburbs. Some areas in purple indicating up to 6 inches of rain. Flash flood warnings continue across the entire area until 4 a.m. Coming up in the Weather Watch forecast, another big round of rain is headed in our direction. I'll have the very latest.
Your world is wireless, AT&T is wireless. Welcome to America's wireless leader, the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
For a limited time, we're offering 0 down, 0 first.
Placco, Fox News, Chicago.
We'll have another live update on our weather in just a few minutes.
First, though, the disaster in Ohio, adding insult to injury the day after the worst flooding in almost 100 years.
Flash flood warning until 4 a.m. for many of the counties around Chicago. And here is the latest on the radar. We can see that more storms are going to be moving into the area right now over parts of western Iowa, Davenport, and moving in our direction. The futurecast taking us into tomorrow. A few more rounds of rain. We'll break this down for you coming up in Weather Watch next.
And the Cubs' $91 million man gets upstaged in San Francisco. Corey McFerrin has the story later in sports.
Fox News Chicago is brought to you by Chrysler Jeep.
Ohio is also suffering through nasty weather. Residents in the town of Findlay tried to get to their homes, often wading through deep water. Every street in the downtown area underwater. 1,000 people have been forced from their houses. Even worse, extreme heat has moved in on top of the flooding. A heat advisory was in effect today. Nationally, severe weather has left 26 people dead from the Midwest south to Texas.
Probably one of the more tired people in the city, aside from those that are trying to get electricity and things to turn back on. Amy Freeze has been working that live power Doppler radar to our advantage, because we really have seen things just before they've come.
Our goal is just that, to give you the information as quick as possible so that you can prepare, perhaps salvage some property, protect your life. That's the whole goal when severe weather rolls in. A lot of thanks to the folks who've been tracking with us online in our chat room. It's been a lot of help for us, for you to be the eyes out there, and for us to confirm it with technology and to also direct you in the right paths. So thank you for that tonight. Let's start with some pictures. Impressive lightning as these storms have come through. Thousands of lightning strikes. Look at this. Pictures from the Shed Aquarium capturing a lightning strike on top of the Sears Tower. Do you see that smoke there as it explodes? Incredible power. Yes, several times this happened in the afternoon and evening hours, lightning strikes across the city. So powerful pictures and just another reminder of Mother Nature's fury. Let's go to the pictures now. Fox News Chicago viewers sending in pictures. This one from Palatine, a police car underwater as parking lots get flooded out. RJ sent in that one. We've gotten reports of damage across the area, mainly from wind, also from the flooding, but primarily wind speeds. This picture coming in from a school teacher, 8th grade school teacher from Dwight, Illinois, a wall cloud. Look at it settling over Dwight. Very, very impressive photos that she was able to capture here. And other photos coming into us of the damage. This is a tree and a pole tipped over the top of a car. You can see the owner there checking out the damage, but very destructive winds taking out many trees. This one from, it looks like this one's from Laura, and this one came in from Chicago as well. So a lot of trees onto cars. Unfortunate situations. There'll be a lot of cleaning up to do. Live power Doppler tracking the storms right now. They have not been as intense this evening. That is the good news. We still do have lightning and heavy downpours with the storms. There have been reports of a lot of rumbles of thunder around the Lockport area tonight, where our radar is located. Also back to the south and west, more storms are moving in, and that's what's headed in our direction for the early evening hours. I should say the late evening hours, but for the early morning hours, we do have more rain waiting back to the west. First, though, let's get you up to speed on the latest model information. We put this together for you, a rain forecast through tomorrow evening. Something new. We use these models from time to time. Don't always show them on air, but tonight I thought I would, because it gives you a real indication of how much rainfall additional we could get through Friday at 7 o'clock. The green indicating about an inch of additional rainfall. The yellows and oranges 1 to 2 inches, and the pinks into reds 2 to 4 additional amounts of rainfall. So northeastern Illinois and even into northwest Indiana, more rain is headed in our direction. Storm analysis machine Max tonight confirming the amounts of rainfall that have caused all the flooding across the region. Really, these numbers through Midway and west of Midway, anywhere from 5 to 6 inches. Another place that's really been hit has been the Schaumburg and Elgin area. We had a lot of live chatters on this afternoon, up to 5.5 inches in your area as well. Here is the current picture. We're going to take you into the future radar. This is 1 hour time, so we're looking at those storms first to go south. That's the first batch. Then after about 2 a.m., these showers that are moving in from Iowa will come towards the Chicago area. Once we get into the early morning hours, I expect the showers to become more scattered, few and far between, and then another round of rain coming for the afternoon. This is the real concern here. Between noon and 3 o'clock, we'll have daytime heating in place and a lot of instability. Perhaps this goes right along the northern counties, the northwest suburbs. It will be one to watch. We are still in the slight risk category for moderate rainfall to develop, or slight risk category for severe storms as well. By Saturday, the only storm system is moving south of us through northwest Indiana. We get a sigh of relief heading into the weekend. Here's the forecast. We'll break it down for you with the numbers. 69. Heavy rain is possible overnight again tonight. Tomorrow, a high of just 80 degrees. That front should come through and the rain should keep things cooler around here, but a very unstable air mass in place. Saturday, this is going to be a good day for us to dry out, at least start to, but the rivers will continue to rise. A high of 78 degrees. On Sunday, just 80, but this is going to be a nice looking day. Still a lot of cleaning up to do and a lot of water still to recede around the area as far as the rivers go. By Monday, we're muggy at 85. The heat is back on Tuesday. Storms are possible on Wednesday, perhaps a stray shower on Thursday.
Oh, this August has to be one of the wettest on record, or close to it, right?
It is.
Among
It's
the top.
in the top 5 right now. If we really want to do a comparison of the worst ever, we could go back to 1987, where we had 17 inches of rainfall in 1 month's time. That happened August 87. So
wow.
I guess things can always be worse, but it seems pretty bad right now.
Okay, let's hope it doesn't get much worse. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah. You know, as we've shown you earlier from our pictures and our video, the city of Chicago hit hard by these storms.
Our Tara Williams is surveying the damage on the north side. You're doing just now live with the latest. Tara.
Robin, we're on the 3400 block of North Greenview. Take a look at the damage behind me. You can see this tree right on top of this car. This car actually got pretty lucky. That one, not so much. Take a look at this van, though, completely crushed by this huge tree.
Any further, I did, but
Makes you wonder. Amy, one last look at that weather.
Live Power Doppler will be tracking the storms online at any time. You can log on and join us there. Still some strong storms expected to move, especially through the southwest suburbs here in the next hour. Word on the rivers as we look at Storm Analysis Max. Des Plaines River, Russell, you're going to be seeing major flooding through early Friday. Gurnee, moderate flooding. Des Plaines, moderate flooding. Riverside, minor flooding. For the Fox River, New Munster, major flooding expected there in Algonquin. Moderate flooding expected there. Rivers will continue to rise, likely peaking sometime during the day or evening tomorrow, and then stay above flood stage right through the Sunday hours. What to expect? A lot more rain headed in your direction. You can join us online at myfoxchicago.com. Tammy will be along tomorrow morning with all the latest, tracking the storms that are headed our way tomorrow.
Great, thanks. And all that heavy rain is having an effect on drinking water. People living in 7 near western suburbs are under a boil order tonight. It was issued following a malfunction of the main pumping station due to the heavy rainfall today. The boil order affects Maywood, Hillside, Berkeley, Bellwood, Stone Park, North Lake, and Melrose Park. The boil order is in effect until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Nothing else could happen out there.
Well, I hope not. Before we go, though, here's one last recap of what has happened, the latest information about storm damage and cleanup.
7 people.
Amy Freeze on the storm watch with our live power Doppler. Amy, where are the storms now? Right now, the strongest storms are moving into northwestern Indiana. Check out the pictures, though. Heavy rain coming down in parts of the city and really right on cue. The models last night were indicating right after 8 o'clock that the storms would move into the Chicago area, and they're certainly here. Severe thunderstorm warnings are now posted into northwestern Indiana. This is both Porter and Lake counties, and the severe thunderstorm warning does go until 9:45 tonight. This is a loop showing how many lightning strikes, up to 1,000 often have been in the area. Very strong storms. If we look inside them, there have been rotations inside these storms as we go throughout the evening hours. Strong winds are possible. These storms are going to continue to push into northwestern Indiana. After dumping quite a bit of rain, there has been some flood advisories, even viaduct flooding in parts of the South Chicago area, 63rd and State. Live power Doppler now. Let us zoom in on where the strongest parts of the storm are. You can see right now Interstate 65 and U.S. Highway 30. It's raining over your house if you're at East 61st Avenue, and these circles are indicating that there is some rotation within the clouds, perhaps strong winds with these and a lot of lightning in the area. You can see it flashing all across the screen. So there's a lot to come tonight for northwestern Indiana here over the next hour or so, but after that, a sigh of relief. We'll finally be able to shake the showers around here, and heading into Friday, things look pretty good. On the weather watch, here's what you can expect. We'll have more on these storms. A big cool down is in store, and there is a threat of weekend rain. I'll have all of it coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Amy. Also tonight, more pressure on BP Amoco over polluting Lake Michigan, but the company pushes back.
The oil giant refusing to promise that it won't dump waste into the Great Lake.
You can see the entire Lasky interview on myfoxchicago.com.
Live power Doppler right now tracking a tornado warning. This is for southern Porter County. You can see indicated here on the Doppler. This is just east of southwest of Valparaiso in northwestern Indiana. The circles indicating rotation within the storm. A lot of lightning with this one. Let's take live power Doppler to the max and analyze the storm and let you know what's happening with it. Right here is where we're tracking at 9:20 to Porter Crossroads, Boone Grove by 9:27. The amount of lightning strikes showing up in just this area, well over 1,000. It's a very dangerous storm. The tornado warning will go until 9:45. Right now, we're expecting the tornado to be near Malden and Couts, 7 miles south of Valparaiso by 9:25. This is the latest coming in from the National Weather Service. You can see the entire county turning red and a lot of cloud to ground lightning. If you are in this area, take cover in your basement. The tornado warning will go until 9:45. We'll have the very latest on this coming up in weather, but we wanted to get you the latest information. Tornado warning in effect for southern Porter County.
All right, we'll check back with Amy as warranted. With a new school year 2 weeks away, Chicago looking for some talented teachers, a lot of talented teachers.
We want to get the best and brightest into every single one of our children's classrooms.
But tonight, critics question if the district is letting some of the best teachers get away, hurting the kids in class.
Up first, the new shoes that claim to put us on the path to more shapely legs. We get some women to try them on. Serve drinks, you be the judge. New tonight on the 10.
Southern Texas getting more of what it does not need, rain. Tropical storm Erin heading to the Gulf Coast. Forecasters say it's already too close to land to pick up enough wind speed to become a hurricane, but it could dump a lot of rain on the already saturated state. 16 deaths blamed on flooding in Texas this year. Erin should be hitting the coast by tomorrow. In the Pacific, Hurricane Flossie was quickly demoted to a tropical storm as it brushed the big island of Hawaii. Surfers jumped into the ocean to catch some of the big waves. The storm brought far less wind and rain than expected. State officials weren't taking any chances, though, opening shelters yesterday, but the storm has moved on and should continue to weaken. Here, a tornado warning just to the east of us, correct?
Yes, into northwestern Indiana, and we knew that severe weather could potentially develop tonight, and it certainly has right on cue. Folks that are east of Valparaiso tonight and now moving into LaPorte County are under a tornado warning. It's in effect until 9:45. If you are in this area, you want to take cover right now. Go to a basement or a low-lying area to protect yourself. The storms have become severe. They have lightning, heavy downpours, and strong winds. Pictures tonight, Fox News Chicago out tracking the storm, and ominous skies skies have led to what is going to be a stormy start to the evening, but it will not last all night long. Already reports of nickel-size hail in Griffith at 63rd and State. On the south side, there have been some flooding in the viaducts in East Chicago. Reports of limbs down. Also in Valparaiso, there are reports of limbs down. Now, if you look at the Shedd Aquarium tonight, you don't see any lightning flashing over the city. It has all moved down to the south and to the east into northwestern Indiana. Live power Doppler is tracking the very latest on this storm. The flashing that you see on the screen, this is lightning, and there have been thousands of strikes just within this area with these storms. Now moving southeast of the Valparaiso area and extending into LaPorte County. There are warnings, tornado warnings for these storms. They have the potential to create rotation. Also, just now into Lake County, Indiana, flood warnings have been posted for this area. If we go to the storm analysis machine, Max, we're able to show you. I know it looks like a lot on the map, but basically the colors, green indicating where flooding is occurring, the red where the tornado warnings are happening right now. And one thing that our storm analysis machine shows us very well is the circulation within the storm, the potential for some rotating winds. So as the storms have come in tonight, they have intensified, and although Chicago will be drying out, northwestern Indiana, you probably have a good 45 minutes left of these storms before all is said and done. Underneath the clouds, we've been able to see that a lot has been happening with the lightning. Well down to the south, other things to talk about today. Tropical storm Aaron's going to be making landfall. This storm we've been tracking, and it looks like Corpus Christi is the place where it will bring a lot of rainfall. Dean is another storm we'll be watching, and this one will take a little time getting here. As far as the storms go, and as they have come through tonight, the only real problems have come up in South Chicago into northwestern Indiana. As far as the overnight hours, though, we will see improvements. The clouds will start to lift just a bit over the area, and we'll see some nice improvements. Here's the futurecast. The rain right now moves off to the south and east. Tomorrow we make up to a mix of sun and clouds. It'll be a muggy day with temperatures in the mid-80s, but Friday, a real nice start. In fact, sunshine for the early part of the day on Friday with much cooler temperatures. We're going to be in the 70s on the day during the day on Friday. Then heading into the weekend, this is where we could see a little bit of trouble start to brew. Showers and thunderstorms are possible starting midday on Saturday. It looks like we could get a decent start to the weekend, and then things change as we get into late Saturday. Overnight 70 degrees, mostly cloudy with showers possible. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow low 80s, so slightly cooler than it was today. Still a little muggy at times. An early isolated shower likely being east of Chicago into the northwestern Indiana area where we have some unsettled weather continuing. On Friday morning, we'll start with 60. That'll be a cool start. Then just 77 expected. On Saturday, 59 degrees in the morning and mid-60s during the day. Showers are possible mainly afternoon into evening at this point. We're going to watch the weekend. It's not a total wash, but it is looking a little soggy at times. Storms do develop late on Sunday night, and it could be a stormy start to the work week. We are back to the mid-80s starting on Monday, 84 degrees. We'll have warm conditions Tuesday and Wednesday. And, you know, the humidity and heat are not completely over with. Wednesday up to 88. So a lot of things happening in weather tonight. Best way to remain vigilant, if you can turn on your computer and track the storms online, myfoxchicago.com. You can see real time where the rain is. Also, Tammy Souza, our morning meteorologist, will be on top of this in the morning, letting you know where the latest damage reports are. You can always send your pictures in online as well.
Check back with you at the 10.
All right, happening quickly. All right, thank you, Amy. Are Chicago schools making the grade when it comes to hiring the best teachers? A new study looked at the
News.